So yes, I'm just going to be keeping my auto clicker sat down right here, and then we're going to become the wealthiest tank mechanic in the known universe without even mechanicking any tank. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Spiffing Brit, and we're playing Tank Mechanic Simulator. Why this game? Why? Of all of the games in the entire known universe I could have chosen to exploit, why Tank Mechanic Simulator? It is not an RPG game, it's not an RTS game, heck, it's probably a game none of you have even heard about beyond those who watch the fantastic and legendary streamer Sips on Twitch. Other than that one man, this game has no target audience in the entire known universe. And you know what? I heard Tank Mechanic Simulator, and I agree with you, ladies and gentlemen. I thought this can't be a game for me. There's no way it could be a game for me. But then I heard it has tanks, and then it reminded me of glorious British tanks and fantastic British adventures across the world using tanks, fighting people who don't have tanks. Oh, now that's something I can get behind. And so I went online and went onto Steam and bought myself a copy of Tank Mechanic Simulator 2020. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I installed that game, I loaded it up, and I was oh so ever excited. And guess what? There's no British tanks in the game. There are no British tanks in Tank Mechanic Simulator. That's right, the British people produced the first tank in the world. It was nicknamed the Little Willy. And for some reason, the developers decided to not include Little Willy or any other British tank ever created in their game. And so I played this game, and I played this game to find an exploit. Lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, I found such an exploit. So make sure you sat back, you relaxed, you have a nice warm cup of tea. For today, we're playing Tank Mechanic Simulator and becoming the greatest tank mechanic repair simulator man in the universe with the most money without repairing a single bloody tank. I would only ever repair British tanks, but I don't have to because apparently British tanks never break down because they're not even in the game. So let's start ourselves up a new copy of this game. Here we go, come on. That's right, it's one of these simulator games that just get churned out every once in a while. Although the developers of this game are slightly unique. They did make the fantastic game House Flippers, which was genuinely very impressive to say the least. This game, however, it's really something. Anyway, it wants us to do a tutorial and basically load up an email, accept a contract, all of that boring stuff. We can hit F7 and skip the entire bloody tutorial because we don't need it. We have no need for a tutorial, ladies and gentlemen. We're just too powerful. You see, what we actually need is money, and whilst technically the game wants us to do the tutorial and accept this new start, oh, what a fantastic idea that would be, we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to go to the skill tree over here and upgrade ourselves and buy ourselves a tablet. Fantastic. And after we've got ourselves a tablet, we're also going to open up ourselves a tank museum. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We now have a tank museum where we can store our tanks. Well, let's go visit our glorious tank museum. Oh, it's going to be fantastic. The loading screens in this game, they're really there. About as fast as a blind hamster with no legs running around a wheel trying to power a spinning handle in order to load a tiny room. That's all it's loaded. This one tiny room took almost 40 seconds to load. Ah, thanks game. Hey, we can put on all of these lovely little banner things. There you go. Make it really feel like we're advertising tanks here. Of course, naturally, we can only advertise non-British tanks because there aren't any bloody British tanks in the game. Ah, fantastic.
Eventually.
Right, okay, we're back. We're playing Tank Mechanic Simulator, and it's time to actually exploit the game. I know, it's going to be a short video, but consequently every short video and good video needs an exploit, and today's video is no exception, because I mean the developers, they put me in this game, I'm going to exploit it. That is the way the world works. First you refuse British tank, and now I shall have my revenge. Oh, and it's a good one. Although to be honest, I have mostly just been doing parkour in this game for the last half an hour, trying to just get into increasingly silly locations in the mechanics workshop. Not that this is particularly productive in any means, but you know, it's always good fun to parkour. So, how does one exploit the game? Well, fantastic question, ladies and gentlemen. It's actually surprisingly simple. What you're going to need is a simple tablet of your own, and what you're going to want to do is hop on over to the Tanks Part Shop. Now, simply pick any of these fine, upstanding vehicles, which aren't British and so are consequently terrible, and click on them. That's right, we're going to pick the Panzerkampfwagen number 6 Tiger Aschenfleur H1. As you can tell, I'm fluent in pronunciation of tanks and foreign naming systems. You see, we British people are famous for our pronunciation techniques and skills. Okay, no, I can't take that one seriously. But yeah, simply click on our lovely Tiger tank here, and it's time we buy ourselves some part to make our very own Tiger tank. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy one simple dipstick. There we go. One dipstick is all we need. And then we're going to scroll on down here. But you know, all of this stuff's really expensive. Look at it. Gearbox main body, 1,299 $9 that costs. Instead, a dipstick is only $64. And with this, we're going to be able to build an entire tank, trust me. All it takes is a dipstick. So what you're going to do, get your dipstick selected and go on down here to where we have gearbox main body. Just hit checkout. There we go. So as our operation is complete, the game wants us to check out and spend $64 on a simple metal dipstick. Instead, we're going to confuse the game by clicking behind the checkout menu here and also adding 10 gearbox main bodies to our shopping cart, as well as 10 gun breeches. Oh, you know what? We'll also add in 10 fuel tank covers. Gun mantlets? Yeah, let's add in a bunch of those. Gunner optics? Sure. Gunner seats? Why not? We'll need all of this stuff probably. Mantlet protection sleeve? I've got to be honest, this is a very strange shape. Please stay clear of that. My goodness. A grenade launcher. I do love that. We could buy a bunch of wedding rings here. Probably not wedding rings, but you know, it'd probably make for a decent wedding ring. That's how to save money on your relationship. That's a real life hack exploit, although your partner may or may not leave you if you try and pull that. We can buy shovels for $64. Bam, let's buy a bunch of shovels. Okay, fantastic. And so what we're going to do is we're going to accept and check out with all of these goods in our basket. Remember, it says it's going to cost $64, so keep an eye on that. We should only go down $64 and accept, and we do. Only $64 is taken out of our account. Well, that's fantastic, ladies and gentlemen, because now we're going to put down the tablet and hit R. Pressing R allows us to go into our storage section, and our storage section, oh, it's a unique and spicy one. As you can see, we don't just have our one dipstick, we have every single part which we claimed we'd throw in for free. Oh, and it's all here. Look, it's our muzzle brake rings. Now they're only $25, but it doesn't matter because we can sell them for $25 each. That's right, we didn't even spend money buying these, but we've got them. All of our protection sleeves, they can be sold, and most importantly, our collection of shovels for $50. So we're going to select everything, all of these parts, which remember, we spent $64 on, and we're going to hit the sell button. Oh my goodness, and of course it's given us $20,000. And again, okay, I don't actually know what's happened here. I found a second exploit. I wasn't expecting to find this exploit, but it would appear if you try and sell an item in your garage and you sell it and then you select other items with select all and hit sell, then it keeps breaking the game and you can infinitely sell. Oh no. Oh no, I didn't even know this was here. This was meant to be a minor game breaking exploit video, but no, it's not just infinite money, it's infinite money. Oh my goodness. Okay, so game developers, there was one exploit, turns out there was two. Sometimes you just fall upon these things, and I've got to be honest, exploits do have a habit of just flocking to me in very strange ways. So yes, I'm just going to be keeping my auto clicker sat down right here, and then we're going to become the wealthiest tank mechanic in the known universe without even mechanicking any tank. Our character has never so much as even seen a tank in his life. He's just inherited a tank repair shop and has done just about nothing beyond convincing someone that he's selling them a single muzzle brake ring for $25, then having them give our mechanic $20,000 and do this forever. I mean, at this point, we're not even selling a physical item, yet we're receiving $20,000. We're meant to be receiving 25. Nope, I've got no idea. I actually have no idea what's going on here. So what can you do with all this money? Well, you can kind of do whatever you want at this point. After all, it's a tank mechanic simulator game, but if you want to actually have a tank, you either have to buy a metric ton of parts, put together an entire tank, and that takes a lot of effort, or you can just buy a fully constructed tank, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, an entire tank. How much money do we have? We have 36 million. That's quite good. It could be better if I'm honest. Oh my goodness. What have I done to you, game? I'm so sorry. I really am. Right, we need to make this process faster. That was fantastic. Oh wait, we actually can't. I can't actually hit escape. Oh no, I can. Right, it turns out pressing cancel does nothing. You have to actually spam click escape, and then you can finally free yourself from that terrible window. Anyway, we have 42 million in the bank, I do believe, which isn't actually enough to buy a tank, I don't think. We can check our tablet, but I'm pretty sure in order to buy an entire tank, you're going to need more than 42 million. So let's try and buy ourselves a tiger tank, buy a new tank, and no, it turns out buying a tank is only 750,000. Ah, right. Well, we've just bought ourselves a tank. I'm not particularly sure why it's bright green, but it's bright green. We've done it. We have successfully made ourselves a tiger tank out of thin air. It's 75,000, but hey, this is the most expensive tank in the game, and now it's ours. And it is a relatively beautiful tank, although it would be much nicer nicer if it was British. Anyway, let's quickly get in our tank, and you know what, let's take our tank out for a test drive. Let's do this, bam. We might as well. It's a tank simulator game. You might as well drive the tanks which you've spent so long trying to make. Oh, here we are. It's the tank test driving area. Perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. Right, let's get in my tank. Get inside. Okay, let's go into the driver slot. Yes. Okay. H to show tank controls. E to toggle engine. Right, the engine is not toggled. Oh, I see, it's got a hand crank in the back. Someone has to physically hand crank the back of it for the engine to get started. Okay, right, perfect. So this is our tank, and it goes. It's not a very speedy tank because, you know, it's an entire bloody tiger tank, but this is a game I spent money on, just because it didn't have British tanks in. I'd like you to know, I spent money on this. 12 good pounds. 12 entire pounds spent on this game. Oh, I mean, at least it's got some pretty decent track physics, I'll give it that. That does look very nice. The frame stuttering of the tracks is a bit terrifying, but otherwise, I'd give this game 5 beautifulness out of 10. Attempts were made to make this game good looking. Oh, and it would appear my tank is stuck because, of course, it's not particularly powerful enough to go up this slope. Oh no, it's doing it. Oh, we've got lights. Of course we do. Wow. I mean, you can't see that the lights are on, but trust me, they're carving massive rays in the terrain, so they're on. And yes, it would appear the Tiger tank is not actually powerful enough to go up here. I've got it on maximum throttle, but it does appear to be having a couple of issues. Yes, it would appear it is just not possible. What a shame, tank. What a shame. You were just not cut out for this. And you know what? I'm going to move the tank to the museum. Why not? We're going to move it to Tank 1 in the museum. Fantastic. So yeah, I'm going to actually start using this museum section. We're going to actually be able to generate money from people coming to visit our museum. That's right. Why are they going to come and visit the museum? Because we've got a tiger tank in here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at it. Wow. Fantastic. I know. And look, we've got Team Panzer. Wow. Yes, that's right. We've got all of these fun museum stands for people to see. There we go. That's the tank I made. And hopefully we can charge people money for coming to see this. You know what's better than one tank in your museum? It's filling the museum with as many tanks as possible because, I mean, we're a multi-millionaire. We have money to waste on tanks. If I knew tanks were this cheap, I'd be buying a lot more of them in the real world, if I'm honest. See, being a tank mechanic, it doesn't actually pay that well. If we were to take a bunch of these missions, what's this? Check our mailbox. Oh, tank extraction. A new start. We get paid 2,000 to do a repair. What's this? Normal required amount of repairs. We get paid 16,000. That's terrible money, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want that. You want real, proper, high-paying money. So we're going to buy ourselves an M62 Pershing. Bam. It's only 680,000, ladies and gentlemen, to buy one of these bad boys. It's so cheap. I'm going to need more tanks than that. We're going to buy ourselves 2 more tanks just to put in there. Of course, the legendary KV2. It's fantastic. You can't miss out on the lovely derp tank. Only 450,000 for this bad boy. Fantastic. Imagine having one of these in your back garden. You wouldn't have any problems with TV licensing coming over to try and collect any debts. HMRC certainly wouldn't prove to be much of a worry, and you probably wouldn't even have to start paying council tax. All of that and more with your very own KV2. Brought to you this week by Spiffco. That's right, this week's episode is sponsored by Spiffco, who have promised that for every single like on the video, a KV2 will be shipped out to your house where you can put it in your garden. The KV2 probably won't work because they honestly never really did in combat anyway, but you know, you'll have your very own KV2. And here we have it, ladies and gentlemen, my perfect museum. I have filled it with many tanks. Hopefully we are now actually making money off of this. Come on, tank museum, give me some good news. Yes, fantastic. We are gaining reputation from having a tank museum, and that is all. So what we can do, basically, we have maximum money, but because of this, we're also gaining increased reputation. Reputation is skill points in this game, and without them, you can't do fun things, like take your tanks on the actual shooting range. That's right, this game has a shooting range. Not that it's probably actually going to have any fun mechanics in it, it's mostly just going to be driving around, and I imagine shooting solid objects, and there'll be a nice little bit of a lens flare, but beyond that, you'll have spent about 40 hours in this game progressing for just about no reason in particular. But you know, if that's the kind of game for you, then trust me, you're gonna love Tank Mechanic Simulator. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, I've bought myself a faster moving vehicle. It's a half track, and hopefully it's going to have enough speed and power to get us around this course. Come on, away you go. I'm seeing 20 miles an hour. This is perfect. Oh my goodness, this is slow. I've seen Fiat 500s go faster than this. Oh, perfect. It's first test. Slightly half rolled up carpets on the floor. Go, tank. Well, you're not even really a tank. It's kind of like watching Chitty Chitty Bang Bang stumble over some roads. Oh, it's such a shame. Well, I guess this is the gameplay of this this game. Fantastic. I'm sure it has very in-depth mechanics, and it really does have every single part of the tank nailed down, so you can fully reconstruct a tank of your own, which I'm sure is absolutely amazing. But for the average person like myself, this game is just not for me. My goodness. I'd much rather play World of Tanks or War Thunder, if I'm honest. Each to their own, though. Anyway, there we go. We managed to do our test drive perfectly. Well done, tank. Well done. Although you're not even a tank, really. So now I'm going to actually have to wait until I've gained enough reputation that I can actually take all of the tanks, which I've spent roughly several million on, and then actually take them to a test drive range where I'm able to use their guns. Yet we have to actually wait a very long time for that, because according to health and safety procedures, you aren't just allowed to buy a tank and have it shoot things for fun. I know that you have to go through a bunch of red tape and apparently build up a reputation as a bit of a tank mechanic before you're allowed to shoot guns. Right, I've done my best to turn the inside of the workshop into a walk-in IKEA, really, with this glorious color scheme. Of course, it does make all of the rust stick out really, really badly, but you know, I like it. I think it's fantastic. Now, how's our museum doing? Oh, it's doing great. 112 visitors currently. That's perfect. Yeah, we're going to lower the ticket price down to 1. Whilst this is all happening, I'm going to actually try and find a way to get even more money. So I'm just buying myself a metric ton of parts for a lovely Tiger tank just for $32. And now I'm going to try and pull off the infinite money duplication glitch again, because of course, whilst we do have one way to get infinite money, I'd like to get that second way working again. So once again, we go into our lovely sell section, find the one item we're pretending to actually sell, say this one single inner road wheel, and hit sell. There we go, fantastic. And then hit select all again and hit sell. Oh, and once again it says cost of the operation 200, and we can spam click cancel as much as we like, but it's not going to. Okay, and now we just sell it again. Oh my goodness, what's happening here? Oh, it's money going up. Fantastic. So yes, now every single time I hit this button, I just get $38,000 flooding into my account. That's just how this game works. I don't have an explanation for you. I don't know how this can be coded. I don't even know what piece of code in the game triggers this. Normally I have a decent understanding of an exploit whilst I'm doing it. This, I've just got no bloody idea. Oh goodness. Presumably if you were to get this up to about 2.8 billion, it would probably flick around into a negative number. So you'd go from positive 2.4 billion to about minus 2.4 billion. That's normally how the integers of this game work, although this game could be running 64-bit integers, in which case, who knows, we might have to take it even further than your regular 2.4 billion. Although, honestly, we don't really need to, because we've already completed the game. We have more money than this game can comprehend. We have more tanks than this game can comprehend. We've completed the game without actually even playing the game in the first place, and that is quite possibly the fastest speedrun in the entire known universe. I would say this is definitely up there. If Tank Mechanic Simulator could be speedrun, this is it. It's not the fastest person to build all the tanks, it's just the one guy who manages to find a way to generate 100 million in dollars, which is perfect. This is everything I wanted from the game. Wow, what a unique experience it is. It's just so confusing, because all you have to do is hit sell for this. There you go, 250, then you select all, then you hit sell, still says 250. Oh, it makes no sense. None whatsoever. This game. Please, you shouldn't let people do this. Oh, you really shouldn't. Oh, I love it. I really do. It's fantastic. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Tank Mechanic Simulator, a game which is it's really something. Not for me, maybe for you. So yeah, just sit down and have a nice cup of tea in your hand if ever you want to try this game out. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think this has been an absolutely fantastic quick video. But we have another video in the works, of course. We've quite a few videos in the works, but I'll put the choice of the next video up to you, the lovely ladies and gentlemen at home. Would you like to see a Skyrim video, or would you like to see a video of Total War Warhammer 2? That's right, the choice is yours. Down in the comment section and vote A for Skyrim or vote B for glorious Total War. Either way, you're going to end up with a very strange and wacky video where we abuse the game's mechanics and mold the game into an absolutely horrific shadow of its former self. Oh, and trust me, it's going to be very entertaining. Anyway, hey, if you have indeed enjoyed today's video, feel free to give the video a like, and also do drop down to the comment section, throw me a comment, tell me what tea you're drinking, and I'll tell you the tea that I'm drinking. It's Yorkshire tea. It's always Yorkshire tea. It never changes. It's always Yorkshire tea, and it's fantastic. That's why. As always, a massive thank you to each and every one of you majestic patrons who've made such a video like this all the more possible. Thank you very much, you majestic sausages. And hey, if you're sat there thinking, I quite enjoyed this particular Tank Mechanic Simulator video, I wonder if there's another video on this channel which I might enjoy. Well, guess what? There probably is, and I'm going to show it to you now. Trust me, this has been hand chosen by myself to be perfect just for you. Anyway, I'll see each and every one of you in the next one. Have an absolutely lovely day, and goodbye for now.